I stood near the corner of the living room, holding my coffee loosely, letting my eyes drift over the decorations. Pink balloons floated lazily, half deflated, tied to the back of chairs. My daughter, barely 9, hovered between excitement and uncertainty, her small hands clasped together as she scanned the room for the first signs of her birthday presents. The mother-in-law's presence dominated everything, her eyes flicking from guest to guest, her lips tightening in quiet judgment. Then came the gift, a box wrapped in pristine pink paper. I saw my daughter's smile falter for the first time that day. The mother-in-law's voice cut through the room, crisp and deliberate. "You were a bad girl this year." The words seemed to hover heavier than the helium in the balloons. A laugh followed from my sister-in-law, sharp, echoing too loudly, like she had rehearsed it. I clenched my hands under the table, feeling my pulse quicken. The urge to intervene surged, then receded. I watched my daughter's confusion deepen, her small mouth opened, then closed. Her eyes searched mine, and I froze, caught between the need to shield her and the need to respect the room's fragile balance. The room held its breath. And then the grandmother stood, not loudly, not dramatically, but with a movement so subtle it could have been missed. Her voice, when it came, carried calm authority, unshakable and measured. "That box is empty, yes, but sometimes we learn more from what isn't given than what is." Silence fell like a soft curtain. The mother-in-law's smirk wavered. Guests shifted in their seats. My daughter blinked, sensing the shift. The grandmother's eyes, steady and unflinching, scanned the room once more, resting briefly on each adult who had tried to assert control. Her presence alone reshaped the hierarchy in an instant, quiet but undeniable. I reflected on the past, how often the mother-in-law had dictated the tone of family gatherings, how my daughter had quietly absorbed the subtle criticisms, and how the grandmother, though usually reserved, had always known when to intervene. I realized this moment would be etched into my daughter's memory, the first time authority had sided with her, not against her. The mother-in-law lowered her gaze, the sister-in-law's laughter dying before it fully formed. The grandmother returned to her chair, seated as if nothing had happened, but the atmosphere had shifted irrevocably. My daughter's shoulders straightened slightly, a small victory unnoticed by most, but monumental in its quiet affirmation. We lingered in the aftermath of words unspoken, glances exchanged, and the room's subtle reordering of power. The cake was served, the candles lit, but the moment remained suspended in reflection, a reminder of fragile balances, unspoken boundaries, and the rare, powerful interventions that can change a child's understanding of strength. I reached over and squeezed my daughter's hand. No words were needed. She knew I knew that something fundamental had shifted, not loudly, not celebrated, but acknowledged. The victory was hers, calm and quiet, the kind that leaves no bruises but leaves memory deeply marked. And as the laughter and chatter returned, I stayed still, watching. Power had changed, dignity restored, yet no one walked away triumphant. The room had learned restraint, my daughter had learned strength, and I had learned once more that the quietest voices sometimes carry the most weight.